إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أحييكم بتحية الإسلام وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So Alhamdulillah, today inshallah ta'ala we started discuss about the ahkam for some hadith. Alhamdulillah, we already complete the science of hadith. Also, we complete the methodology of the hadith scholars when we discuss about the methodology of Imam al-Bukhari, also the methodology of Imam Muslim and Abu Dawood and Tirmizi and Nasa'i and Ibn Majah. Also, we complete the biography of A'immatul Arba'a, means Imam Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. So like I explained for you before, I will try to choose some hadith in order to discuss about the ahkam for that hadith, because it's very important, because the main objectives of learning hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to bring out the ahkam from it, to apply it in our daily life. So I choose one hadith that we started with it. This hadith is very important. You already know all these hadiths, because this hadith is discussed about the important things in our life, means niyyah and ikhlas. Niyyah and ikhlas, because everything that the Muslim he will do to worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if he didn't make his niyyah for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot accept that ibadah. So this hadith is the hadith, all of you know it, innamal a'mal binniyah. So this hadith is very important. So I will discuss about this hadith, and we discuss about the issues that is very important in our life that we can understand from this hadith. And we will see how this hadith, it will enter in many chapters of Islam. So now I read the matter of the hadith and the isnad of the hadith that Imam al-Bukhari, this hadith Imam al-Bukhari narrated it. Also Imam Muslim narrated this hadith. Also Abu Dawood narrated this hadith. Also Imam Tirmizi narrated this hadith. Also Nasa'i and Ibn Majah, both of them narrated this hadith. So not only these six scholars, many scholars of hadith, they narrated this hadith. Like Imam Ahmad narrated it in his Musnad. Also Abu Ya'la Bazzar, also At-Tabarani in his book Mu'jam al-Kabir, also Imam al-Bayhaqi, and many of the ulama al-Hadith narrated this hadith, because this hadith is the great hadith, like we will see inshallah. So I will choose the riwayah of Imam al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari, he said, means this hadith is the first hadith that Imam al-Bukhari started with it in his book. The first hadith that Imam al-Bukhari started with it in his book is hadith innamal a'mal binniyah in kitab al-Bada'ul Wahid. Imam al-Bukhari, he said, haddathana Abdullah bin Zubair al-Humaydi قال حدثنا سفيان قال حدثنا يحيى بن سعيد الأنصاري قال أخبرنا محمد بن إبراهيم التيمي أنه سمع علقمة بن وقاص يقول سمعت عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه على المنبر يقول سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنية وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته إلى دنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. So this hadith Buhari narrated in 7 places in his book. In 7 places in his book. So Bukhari narrated this hadith from Abdullah bin Zubair, his teacher Abdullah bin Zubair al-Humaydi. Then Abdullah bin Zubair also narrated this hadith from his teacher Sufyan bin Uyayna. Sufyan bin Uyayna narrated this hadith from his teacher Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari. Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari narrated this hadith from his teacher Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Taymi. Muhammad from Alqama bin Waqas. Alqama from his teacher Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu anhu. And Umar, he narrated this hadith from our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said that innamal a'mal bin niyyah, means the reward of the deeds depend on intention. All the deeds that we did, so the reward of it is depend on your intention. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى, and every person will get the reward according to what he intend. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى, every person, he will get the reward of the deeds that he did according to his intention. If you have a good intention with that deed, so you get the reward of it. For example, 2 persons, they perform the prayer. One, he get the reward for that prayer, and another one, he didn't get anything. Why? Depends on their niyyah. If, for example, I say 2 persons perform the Zuhur prayer, so after they finish, all of them they pray. So the first person, he got the reward, and the second one, he didn't get anything, but still he prayed. So why the first one he got the reward, the second one he didn't get? This depends on niyyah. Maybe the first one, he performed the prayer for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe the second one, this is intention, the first one, he performed this prayer for the purpose of Allah, so he get the reward. And the second one, he performed the same prayer, but not for the purpose of Allah, but for the purpose of dunya, for riyah, or for the purpose of dunya, so he didn't have anything. So this is the reason why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that any person, he get the reward according to his intention. If you have good intention, you got the reward. If you didn't have, so you didn't have anything. So Prophet, he gave the example. He said, فَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. So you know the hijrah is ibadah. Doing hijrah is ibadah. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever migrate for Allah, and he followed the command of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he did this hijrah for the purpose of Allah, in order also to obey the command of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So for hijratu ilallah wa rasulihi, so the reward of his hijrah is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Means that he have the reward. He did the hijrah for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in order to obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who gave him command to did this hijrah. So he did this hijrah for this purpose, so he have the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But وَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى دُنْيَا يُصِيبُهَا أَوْ امْرَأَةٍ يَنْكِحُهَا فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى ما هاجر إليه. But whoever he did hijrah, he migrate, not for the purpose of Allah, just for the purpose of benefit of dunya. Maybe his intention, he know that if he migrate to Medina, so he will get some properties there, or he will get some money there, because Prophet Sasama use, if somebody migrate from Mecca to Medina, so he make the brotherhood between the people of Mecca and Medina. So if the person who is living in Medina Ansar, he have a house, he divided his house into two, he take part and he give the part to his brother that came from Medina. If he have a big farm, so he divided this farm into two, so he take the part and he give the part to his brother. If he have the two wives, he divorced one. After she finished the iddah, his brother who he married that woman. So if somebody he migrate to Medina for the purpose of benefit of dunya, or imrati yankiha, or for the purpose maybe in Mecca he proposed to marry one woman, so in Jahiliyyah, but he didn't marry her, somebody married her. But in Islam, this woman accepted Islam, and his husband, he didn't accept Islam. So she separated from him, she migrated to Medina. He said, oh, now she didn't have husband, so if I migrate to Medina, I will marry her. So this is his intention. So Prophet ﷺ said, فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى مَا هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِ. So his migration will be for what he migrated for it. So he didn't have any reward. So this is the meaning of this hadith. This is a translation of this hadith. So now we started discuss about the ahkam that we can understand from this hadith. So before we discuss this ahkam, I will send for you what the ulama said regarding this hadith. For example, this hadith teach us that أن مدار الأعمال عن النيات، فإن كانت نية صالحة والعمل خالص لوجه الله تعالى فالعمل مقبول، وإن كانت غير ذلك فالعمل مردود. So this hadith teach us all the deeds that the human being did is based on his intention, based on his niyyah. So if this deed that he did it for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so his deed is accepted. If he performed the prayer, and this prayer he performed it for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will accept that prayer. And also if he did any ibadah not for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just for the purpose of something, so that ibadah is rejected. So this is general for all ibadah. Any ibadah, if somebody he did it, is it salah, sadaqah, is it seeking the knowledge of Islam, anything that is ibadah, if the somebody he did it for the purpose of Allah, he will get the reward. And anything that is ibadah, somebody he did it for the purpose of dunya or something else, so that ibadah is rejected. He didn't find any reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yawm al-qiyamah about that ibadah. So because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he didn't like somebody, he performed the ibadah not for the purpose of him. Like you did associate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your niyyah. You pray zuhur, perhaps this salatul zuhur to be for the purpose of Allah, but you pray her for the purpose of something else. So you associate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your niyyah with somebody else. So if you associate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your intention for doing ibadah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he didn't like that ibadah. You have to make sincere in your heart to put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only in your heart if you want to perform any ibadah. So this is the general meaning of this hadith. This hadith teach us any person who perform any ibadah, so he will get reward of that ibadah based on his intention. If his intention is the purpose of Allah, Allah will give him the reward. If his intention is the purpose of benefit of dunya or something else, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he rejected that ibadah. Allah, he didn't like that ibadah. So قال إمام الشافعي رحمه الله قال إمام الشافعي رحمه الله
sorry
okay, so قال إمام الشافعي رحمه الله هو ثلث الإسلام. Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah, he said that this hadith إنما الأعمال بالنيات is 1/3 of Islam. What Imam Shafi'i mean? Because this hadith, like I explained before, he will enter in many chapters of Islam. This is the reason why many ulama, they mention this hadith in any book, in any chapter. This Imam Shafi'i said this hadith is a 1/3 of Islam. وقال الشافعي أيضا, Imam Shafi'i, he said again, يدخل في 70 بابا من أبواب الفقه. He said this hadith, it enter into 70 chapters of the chapters of fiqh. 70. Yes. 70 chapters of the chapters of fiqh. So this hadith, it will enter in the 70 chapters of the chapters of fiqh. So this is the reason why I said I will start it with this hadith, because we compound this hadith in more than 100 chapters. It means the fiqh of this hadith, it will appear in more than 100 chapters. قال عبد الرحمن بن مهدي, he said ينبغي لمن صنف كتابا أن يبدأ بهذا الحديث. He said it's very important for any person, if he wrote a book, so the first thing that he will mentioning in his book, he mentioning this hadith. Why? تنبيها للطالب على تصحيح النية. In order to teach the student, he tried to make his niyyah salihah. In order to teach him, he tried to do the learning or seeking the knowledge for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So قال Ibn Mahdi, also Abdurrahman bin Mahdi, he said يدخل في 30 بابا من العلم. This hadith, it will enter in 30 chapters of knowledge. So this is the reason why Imam al-Bukhari, he mentioned this hadith in 7 chapters. In 7 chapters in his book. Firstly, he mentioned this hadith in Kitab al-Wahy. It's the first hadith that he started with it. Also, he mentioned it in Kitab al-Itiq. Kitab al-Itiq means freedom, to give. You have the slave and you give him freedom. So this is called Kitab al-Itiq. He mentioned this hadith there. Also, he mentioned this hadith in Kitab Manaqib al-Ansar, means the Kitab of Fada'il of Ansar. Because what the Ansar did, فَمَنْ كَانَ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. He mentioned this hadith there. Also, Kitab al-Talaq, the book of divorce. I will give you the example. Also, Imam Bukhari, he mentioned this hadith. Also, Kitab al-Iman, book of faith. Imam al-Bukhari mentioned this hadith. Also, Kitab al-Ikrah, means the book of to force somebody to do something. Also, Imam al-Bukhari mentioning this hadith there. Also, Kitab al-Hiyat, means to do something without the intention for doing it. So also Bukhari mentioning this hadith in these 7 chapters. So I will give you the example how the Imam Bukhari, he bring the chapter and he bring this hadith in order to understand the fiqh of this hadith has a relationship with that chapter. For example, Imam Bukhari said babu ma ja'a fi innal a'mal bin-niyya wal-hisba wa likulli ri'in ma nawa fadakhala fihi al-iman wal-wudu was-salah waz-zakah wal-hajj was-sawm wal-ahkam. Imam Buhari, he said, bab ma ja'a innal a'mal bin-niyya. He said the chapter that explain all the reward of deeds depend on niyyah. So then Imam Buhari, he said, وَلِكُلِّ رِئٍ مَا نَوَى. Each person, he will get the reward of his deed based or depend on his niyyah. He said, فَدَحَلَتْ فِيهِ الْإِيمَانِ. So this showed that this hadith, it will enter in iman. So if somebody, he said, he believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for the purpose of Allah, so for the purpose of something else, so he didn't have the reward. Two persons, all of them, they came, they accepted Islam. So this one, he believed in Allah for the purpose, the Muslim, to help them, to give him a money, so he didn't have reward. And this one, he believed in Allah for the purpose of Allah. You see, the same deed, but this one, he got a reward on it, and this one, he didn't get reward on it. So this is this hadith can enter in iman. Also, Imam Buhari said, wal wudu. Also, this hadith, it will enter in wudu. For example, somebody, he wash his hand and he wash his face and his hand and his leg, but his intention just he wash, not for the purpose of wudu. So the same deed, but this one, he didn't have reward on it. But somebody who did the same fi'il with the intention of wudu, so he have the reward on it. So also, was salah, as-salah, also prayer. Somebody, he performed the zuhur prayer for the purpose of Allah, and somebody, he performed it for the purpose of dunya. The same thing, maybe in the same masjid they pray, maybe in the same saf, maybe they are together, they finish the prayer, this one have the reward and this one he didn't have the reward. Why? Based on, depend on their niyyah. Because this one, he has intention for doing prayer for the purpose of Allah, and this one for the something for the benefit of dunya. Also, he said, was zakah, means zakah and sadaqah. This one gives zakah for the purpose of Allah, and this one gives zakah because he need the people to say to him, he's very generous, he give a lot of sadaqah to the people. This is his intention. So this one, he gives zakah for the purpose of Allah, so he have the reward. And this one, for the purpose of something else, he didn't have, he have nothing. Okay. Also, wal hajj, you see the hajj also. Some people travel to perform the hajj because his intention, he like the people to say for him hajj. So he wastes his time. Or he performed the umrah many times because he know he need the people to say, oh, this person very mashallah. You see how many umrah he performed in his life, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, like that. Just he like to say, oh, mashallah, he performed the umrah. This is his niyyah. So he wastes his time, he didn't have the reward. But somebody, he performed the same umrah, but with the intention for the purpose of Allah, so he have the reward on it. Also, Buhari said, was sawm and fasting. Also, this hadith will enter. If somebody, he did fasting for the purpose of Allah, so he have the reward. If for the purpose of dunya, so he have nothing. For example, even the siyam, nafila, for example, somebody always he try to did fasting for Isnain, Monday and Khamis, but he did it because he want to show to the people he's very hardworking, or mashallah, very religious, or mashallah, his ustaz, or his like that. This is his niyyah. So he wastes his time. Just he suffer with thirsty and hungry. He didn't have anything. You understand? But if he did it for the purpose of Allah, he have the reward. So Imam Buhari said, wal ahkam, all the ahkam is like that. All the ahkam, this hadith will enter. All the ahkam. If, for example, you attend the class, school to seek the knowledge of Islam for the purpose of Allah, in order to understand the Islam, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have the reward. If you attend the class for another thing else,
diploma, to get a degree.
Yes, to get the certificate, yes, what you said is correct. Some of us, they attend our classes for the purpose of certificate. So if somebody, he did that, he wasted his time. This is the reason why many of us, they learn but no barakah in our knowledge. We learn, we forgot. Why? Because our intention is certificate only. Our niyyah is for certificate, not for the purpose of Allah. So you waste your time. So all the ahkam that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us command for doing it. So if you do it for the purpose of Allah, you have the reward. If you do it for the purpose of something, or dunya benefit or something like that, something else, so you waste your time. You didn't have the reward. So you see how the Imam Bukhari said, wal ahkam, all the ahkam of Islam. This hadith, it will enter. Then, for example, Imam Bukhari, he brings this hadith under Babul Khata wa Nisyan fil Itaq wa Talaq. If somebody, he said, he gave freedom to his slave by mistake, or he divorced his wife by mistake, or maybe he forgot, he divorced his wife, or he forgot he gave the freedom to his slave. So according to Imam Bukhari, this we cannot recognize this, because he did it without niyyah. So for example, somebody by mistake, he said to his wife, I divorce you. So she's still his wife, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, innamal a'mal binniyah wal rim'i ma nawa, means all the deeds, it will go based on niyyah. Each person, we judge him according his niyyah. So this person, when he divorced his wife, he did it by mistake. So according to Imam al-Bukhari, his wife is still his wife.
Not really.
Yes. So by mistake, or he forgot. Maybe he's busy something, he have a lot of pressure, he said, I divorce you, for example. So we cannot count this one, we cannot recognize this one. So this is just because his niyyah, he didn't have niyyah of doing that. So this is the reason why Bukhari said also, wal kurh, maybe somebody force you to divorce your wife. Maybe he said you have to divorce your wife, or maybe I will dismiss you from your job, for example, by force. Or he bring a weapon, he said, if you didn't divorce your wife, I will kill you now.
That one, yeah.
Yes. So you see, he divorced his wife without the niyyah. So his wife is still his wife. This divorce, we didn't recognize it. Or sukran, somebody, he drink hamr. So after he returned back to his house, he said, I divorced you 10 times. He didn't know what he said. So after he wake up, so somebody informed me. He said, you already divorced your wife. He said, no, I didn't divorce my wife. So according to Imam al-Bukhari, according to this hadith, his wife still his wife, because he divorced her without niyyah. Because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, innamal a'mal binniyah wa innamal likulli imri'in ma nawa. So this one, at that time, he didn't have akal. So he divorced his wife without his consent. So for this reason, his wife, still his wife. Also, wal majnun. You know majnun? Majnun, yes. So somebody become majnun, so he said to his wife, I divorce you. So according to the Bukhari, his wife still his wife, because he divorced her without niyyah. Without niyyah. Or wal galat. Maybe he make a mistake. Maybe he have 2 wives. So he want to divorce the first one. So
not that one.
yes, his intention to divorce the first one. So by mistakenly, maybe he saw that the first one in front of his door. He said, I divorce you. So when he opened, he see the second wife. This is mistake, by mistake. His intention to divorce the first wife, but when he said, I divorce you, he think that is the first wife here, but when he opened the door, he found the second wife. So the second one is still his wife, because his niyyah not to divorce his his second wife, just
wearing the same dress. He make a mistake of buying the same dress.
Yes.
But in Malaysia, comes deferred as long as they already.
Yes. This is the reason why I explain this. Some, not only some mazhab Shafi'iyya, some, but according to this hadith, this is the opinion of Imam al-Bukhari and opinion of some ulama. If somebody by mistake he divorce his wife, she's still his wife, because innamal a'mal binniyah wa innamal likulli imri'in ma nawa. So he didn't have the niyyah. For example, also somebody force you to say something that is kufur. Kufur. You say it without your niyyah, so you are not kafir. Like what happened to the Ammar bin Yasir, when the kuffar imposed him until he abused Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So some Sahaba said, oh, Ammar, he lived the Islam, but Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said no, because Ammar, he said it without the niyyah, so the iman already in the heart of Ammar. So the same thing, anything that you did without the niyyah, so we didn't recognize that. So you see how they pick up this hadith. Also Imam al-Bukhari mentioning this hadith in Kitab Babu an-Niyya fil Ayman. Ayman, you know Ayman? Qasam, this somebody said Wallah. Swear. So you know that if somebody he did qasam, so you have to, if you want to broken that qasam, you have to pay he fasted 3 days, or impact for 10 person. Yes, or al-itq, the slave. So somebody he did qasam without niyyah, so we cannot say this is qasam. We cannot recognize this qasam for him. So this is some examples that we will understand in this hadith. So this hadith is very, very important. Also, for example, somebody we can use this hadith to differentiate between something that is ada and something that is ibadah. For example, somebody enter masjid, he sit inside the masjid for the purpose of itikaf. Yes. So we said he have the reward. And somebody, he enter masjid, he sleep in the masjid just to rest, to get the rest. So we say you didn't have reward. You understand?
Yeah.
So you see the same, because somebody who enter masjid for itikaf, he sleep in the masjid and he sit in the masjid, but because his niyyah is itikaf, he have the reward. And somebody he enter masjid, he sleep in order to get the rest, so he didn't have the reward, but the same thing. So this hadith can differentiate between one deeds depends on niyyah. Also, for example, somebody he take the ghusl just to get rest in his body, but somebody he take the ghusl of janaba, the same ghusl but different niyyah. So this one have the reward and this one he didn't have the reward. For example, somebody ghusl yawm al-jum'ah, somebody he enter the bathroom and he take the bath, just he get the cold to his body, yawm al-jum'ah, we say you didn't have the reward. But somebody he enter the same thing, but his niyyah for the ghusl for yawm al-jum'ah, so he have the reward. He have the reward. Also, somebody, this hadith also can differentiate between ibadah. For example, somebody he pray 2 rak'ah in masjid for the niyyah of nafila, so sunnah. So we said he's pray 2 rak'ah, but his niyyah is for nafila, so he have the reward. And somebody he pray 2 rak'ah also, 2 rak'ah, the same 2 rak'ah, but his niyyah is for salatul fajr. Salatul fajr. Yeah,
okay.
nah. So, for example, I and you, we enter masjid now. The same time. So, you pray tahiyatul masjid, 2 rak'ah. I pray 2 rak'ah. But your niyyah is for tahiyatul masjid, and my niyyah is for salatul fajr. So I have the reward of salatul fajr, but you have the reward for tahiyatul masjid. So you cannot say that because I pray 2 rak'ah for tahiyatul masjid is enough for salatul fajr. No, because your niyyah is not for the salatul fajr. The same thing now. I enter masjid, I found I am praying salatul asr, for example, and you didn't pray zuhur. So you follow me, but your niyyah for salatul zuhur, but my niyyah for salatul asr. Both of us, our prayer is accepted. Allah, he write for me the reward of salatul asr, and you the reward for salatul zuhur. Even you follow me, I am imam, I pray salatul zuhur, I pray salatul zuhur or salatul asr, but maybe you didn't pray salatul zuhur, you pray behind me, your niyyah is for salatul zuhur, so you have the reward. Or for example, I pray salatul nafila 2 rak'ah, you enter masjid, you follow me for the niyyah for salatul fajr 2 rak'ah, I finish my prayer 2 rak'ah, I have the reward of salatul nafila and you have the reward of salatul fajr.
Ustaz,
Now,
say for example, we enter the masjid.
Okay.
And we of course our niyyah is for salatul nafilah.
Yes.
But then the jamaah, the imams wants to start the fardu.
Yeah.
Solat fardu.
Yes.
So can we switch doa?
Can we
switch doa?
dua?
Yeah. Niyyah. Sorry. Can we switch our niyyah?
Yes, if this is another issue. If the imam started prayer salatul fard, you started the nafila, so you have to stop this nafila to follow the imam.
You have to stop.
Yes.
And then join.
Join. Not to confuse your niyyah. Just you said no. You have to stop and you started.
Okay.
But if, for example, like I give the example, he pray salatul asr, you didn't pray zuhur, so you can follow him, but you are near salatul zuhur. But after you finish also, you have complete reward of salatul zuhur, but he have complete reward of salatul asr. For example, I pray, you reach me, I am praying in the masjid, I am praying nafila, for example, and you follow me, you want to pray Zuhur prayer. So I finish my Nafila, I have the reward of Nafila Sunnah, and you have the reward of Zuhur. Why? Because of the intention. So you see this hadith how it enter many bab. So this is the reason why with this niyyah, if somebody early in the morning he wake up, he didn't take his breakfast until, because he's too busy, maybe he have a lot of work in the office, early in the morning he didn't take his breakfast, he go directly to the office, he want to take breakfast but he didn't get time until Maghrib, he didn't take breakfast, so he didn't have any reward for fasting. Even he do something like fasting, but somebody, if he didn't take the breakfast and he have the niyyah up to Maghrib, he have the niyyah for fasting, he have the reward. So you see this hadith will enter many chapters. So another thing that is very important that I want to explain about this hadith, hukum at-talaffuz bin-niyya jahran. What is the hukum for somebody if he want to did prayer, he said his niyyah loudly, nawaitu that's nawaitu salat zuhur fardan iktida'a bil imam arba'a raka'at aw raka'ataini amama al-imam na'am kaza wa kaza bislu hadhihi niyyat. So so talaffuz bin niyyah, to say the niyyah loudly with some alfaz. What is the hukum of this? So an-niyyatu mahalluha qalb, the place of niyyah in the heart. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he didn't look what you say, you understand, he look what your intention. This is the reason why when the Ammar bin Yasir, he abused Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah, he didn't look what he said, he looked what his intention. So this is the reason why the niyyah, the place of niyyah is heart. ولا يجوز التلفظ بها لا في الصلاة ولا في الطهارة. It's not allowed for somebody to say the niyyah loudly in the salah or in tahara. Some people, if they want to do, they say nawaitu ghusl yadayn salasa marat summa nawaitu ghusl al-wajh hakaza. If you want to do the ghusl janaba, nawaitu ghusl janaba raf'u al-hadath al-akbar wal asghar, or if you want to do for example the women where they want to do the ghusl al-hayd, they say nawaitu ghusl al-hayd raf'u al-hadath al-akbar. مثل هذه كل هذه النيات في الصلاة في الطهارة لا يجوز شرعا. It's not allowed. Allah, he didn't look what you said, he looked your intention. So this is the reason why. But وذهب بعض الشافعية إلى أنه يتكلم بها. But we get some ulama, why I mentioned this, some ulama from mazhab al-Shafi'iyya, not Imam al-Shafi'i, some ulama from mazhab al-Shafi'iyya, they say that you have to say the niyyah loudly. So this is the reason why they write many books. They said this is the niyyah for Salatul Zuhur. If you are praying Salatul Zuhur, this is how you can say the niyyah. This is the niyyah for if you are praying Salatul Zuhur behind Imam. This is the niyyah of wudu, how you can say it if you want to do wudu. This is how you can say it if you want to take the fasting. Nawaitun siyamu ramadana tis'a wa 20 yawman aw 30 yawman hakaza. Or nawaitu tayammum, if you want to do tayammum, you have to say that. They mention many said this is the niyyah for kaza, niyyah for kaza, niyyah for kaza, niyyah for kaza. So وذكروا ذلك في مؤلفاتهم, they mention this in their books. Many people they read, but actually all this is waste of time, because إنما الأعمال بالنية وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. So Allah, he look in the heart.
For Hajj.
I will come for Hajj. I will come for Hajj. So, وَقَالُوا إِنَّ تَلَفُّزُ بِهَا sunnah. This ulama of Shafi'iyah, they said to say niyyah loudly is sunnah. Actually, it's not sunnah. This is how they write in their books. You see somebody, he take the book of niyyat, started to memorize it. It's better to go to memorize Surah Al-Fatiha. Or to know how to read Surah Al-Fatiha, to waste your time for memorizing this nawaitu kaza kaza wa kaza. They said it's sunnah. To actually it's not sunnah.
Just I want to say this. I want to
yes. They said also wa annahu mazhab al-Shafi'i. They said this is mazhab al-Shafi'i. Actually this is not mazhab al-Shafi'i. Was sahih wa annahu laysa mazhab al-Shafi'i. The right thing is this is not mazhab al-Shafi'i. Wa la yaqul zalika anhu naqala sarihan. All the students of Shafi'i, they didn't narrate this from Imam Shafi'i. wa la yazkur zalika fi mu'allafatihi. Also Imam Shafi'i, he didn't mention this in his book. We have the book al-Ulum, we have the risalah. Imam Shafi'i, he didn't mention this. We have his book al-Hadith, he didn't mention this. And the eldest student of Imam Shafi'i, nobody narrated this. Just this ulama mutaakhirun Shafi'iyya, some of them, they wrote the book. They said to say niyyah loudly, jahar, this is sunnah, also it's mazhab al-Shafi'i. No, it's not like that. وَلِذَلِكَ تَلَفُّزُ بِهَا بِدْعَةٌ. Saying the niyyah loudly is not sunnah, it's bid'ah. Why we say it's bid'ah? Because Prophet, he didn't do it. Sahaba, they didn't do it. قال الشيخ الإسلام في مجموع الفتاوى. الشيخ الإسلام بن تيمية, he said in his book مجموع الفتاوى, الجهر بالنية في الصلاة من البدع. Somebody, he speak the niyyah loudly in his prayer, this is bid'ah. The bid'ah sayya is the worst bid'ah. Laysa min bid'ah al-hasana. It's not bid'ah hasana. وهذا متفق عليه بين المسلمين. All the ulama of Islam, they agree on this. So why these people that came after, they started wasting our time? They said you have to memorize this and this and this and this. All the ulama of Islam, they already agree on this. لن يقول أحد منهم إن جهر بالنية مستحب. Nobody from previous ulama that said to speak niyyah loudly in the prayer or in the wudu is mustahab. Nobody said that. ولا هو بدعة الحسنة. Also nobody said it's bid'ah hasana. فمن قال ذلك فقد خالف سنة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whoever said that we have to speak niyyah loudly, so he already against the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wal ijma' a'immat arba'a. Also he against the ijma' of a'imma arba'a. Means he against Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, Ahmad bin Hanbal. So until he said, فإن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأصحابه لن يكونوا يتلفظون بها لا سرا ولا جهرا. لا سرا ولا جهرا. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and his Sahaba, they didn't speak the niyyah secretly or loudly. Even the secretly is not allowed. You said in your like that. No, just in your heart only is okay. So now if I hear Azan of Salatul Zuhur, so when I sit here, I stand up in order to go to masjid. For here, I already make my niyyah. Because if I didn't make the niyyah, I cannot stand to go to masjid. So you have to, Islam is very easy. Now, if you are sit here, you hear the Azan of Salatul Asr. So you stand up, you go and take the wudu in order to go to masjid to pray. So you already make your niyyah. Just if you enter masjid, just did takbiratul ihram. But sometimes I found, if I enter masjid, I found some people, the imam, he go to the ruku, he went to Kazakh. Waste your time until he missed the rakah. you already have the niyyah since in your house, because you already have niyyah, you want to go to masjid to pray Salatul Asr. So from this niyyah, Allah He know. So if you go to the masjid, the first thing that you do, takbiratul ihram, in order to enter prayer, just Allahu Akbar. But you can see some of them, the imam go to the ruku, but still nawaitu. Some of them, they get confused. He go and return, nawaitu, salatu zuhr. Some of them, they spend 2 minutes before they finish the niyyah. If you are nearest to them, they make you confused. So this is the reason why if I enter masjid, I see some of them, they started, I cannot live nearest to him, I will go to another side. Because I will get confused. No wait, he wasted his time. Until the imam finished the ruku, he missed the raka'ah, then he says, Sami Allah liman hamidah, then he finished the nawaitu kaza. So why you wasting your time? You already make your niyyah since in your house. I hope you understand this. So this is the reason why la sirran wala jaharan, don't waste your time. Wudu, if you don't have niyyah, how you can make the wudu? Because when you said I will go to the wudu, you already make the niyyah in your heart. You see, the Islam is so easy. So the people make it complicated. So this is the reason why many people, they didn't understand. They started by a book of niyat, reading to memorize. Until some people, they understand, if they didn't read this niyah, he didn't have the wudu, or his wudu is rejected, it's batil. So you see. Or if some people, they started prayer, Asr prayer, maybe he forgot he didn't say this niyyah, so he cut his prayer, he said again, he continued. This Islam is very simple. So this is the reason why we need all of you to understand this. Don't waste your time. Don't confuse yourself. والعبادات التي شرعها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لأمته ليس لأحد تغييرها وإحداث بدعة فيها. The ibadah that Prophet already explained it to his ummah, nobody can change it or to add something new. You have to leave it like that. Prophet together with Sahaba, all of them, Prophet he didn't teach Sahaba. He said, if you want to pray Zuhur, you have to say Nawaitu Salatu Zuhur Arba'a Raka'atin Khalful Imam, like that. He didn't teach them. Sahaba, they didn't teach their students. So why you want to bring something just to waste the time? Just so you think, if you enter masjid, just you said Allah Akbar, this is okay for you, it's easier for you.
Yeah.
So this about the niyyah. So also another thing that we discuss in this hadith, al-hijrah. Al-hijrah. So this hadith show for us the hijrah is wajib, is compulsory. So what is the meaning of hijrah? What is the meaning of hijrah? Hijrah means here intiqal min dar al-shirk ila dar al-islam. So somebody, he moved from the land of shirk to the land of Islam. Intiqal min dar al-shirk ila dar al-islam. Moving from the land of shirk to the land of Islam, this is called hijrah. So وهي تكون على ثلاثة أقسام. The hijrah, we can divide it hijrah into three types. One, hijratul makan, moving from place to place. This is the first one. Moving from place to place. وهو على قسمين. This one divided into two. We said the hijrah, we divided it into three. The first one is moving from place to place. So this one also divided into two. One, al-hijrah min balad al-kufr ila balad al-Islam. Somebody he moved from the land of kufr to the land of Islam. Kama fil hijrati min Makkah ila Medina. Like how the Sahaba did the hijrah, or Prophet Sama did the hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Wa hazil hijrah wajiba. So this type of hijrah is compulsory. إذا كان الإنسان لا يستطيع إظهار دينه. If the person he didn't get a chance to apply his religion in the town that he's living, means they didn't allow him to pray, or they didn't allow him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that place. So if this is the situation, so it's compulsory for him to leave that place to migrate to another place that he can worship in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أما إذا كان يستطيع إظهار دينه ولا يعارض إذا أقام شعائر الإسلام الظاهرة فإن هجرته هنا لا تجب عليه لكنها تستحب. But if he's living in the balad of Kuppar, but he's allowed to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nobody can attack him if he worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's not compulsory for him to migrate from that town to another town, but it's mustahab. It's mustahab because it's the town of Kuppar. It's the town of Kuppar. Because maybe this can affect his children or something like that, ahlak there, but it's not compulsory. So the thing that I want to understand, the hijrah that is compulsory for Muslim to do, if the place where he's living, they didn't allow him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if they didn't allow him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so he have to migrate from his place to another place in order to worship Allah. But if he's living in the balad of Kuppar, the town of Kuppar, but they allowed him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nobody can attack him if they see him his prayer or he doing his fasting or something like that, so the hijrah is not compulsory for him. It's mustahab. Is mustahab. Is mustahab. Is mustahab. So this is the first type of hijrah. So another issue that I will ask, now you hear about the ma'ana hijrah, means moving from one place to another. We said divided into three. The one moving from the balad of Kuffar to Islam. So we said this is compulsory if in the town that you are living they didn't allow you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you have to move. But if they allowed you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's mustahab. Is mustahab. So now the second thing is, somebody he migrate from the town balad of Islam to balad of Kufr. Maybe Lisiyaha means for Siyaha means tourist or tourist. Yes, he go to Siyaha.
Sightseeing.
Yes, yes. Or
yes.
So he traveled there just for outing or something like that, or for he join his life there. Maybe like how some Muslims did now. Legally darura, without any darura, just he traveled there. So naqul lahu la yajuzu zalika. Many ulama said this is not allowed for him. لأن السفر إلى بلاد الكفار أعظم من بقاء فيها. Because traveling to the town of Kuppar without any reason, so it's worse than the people that are living there. Why? وعلى هذا نقول لا يجوز للمسلم إذا كان في بلد الإسلام السفر إلى بلاد الكفار. So this is the reason why many ulama they said it's not allowed for Muslim who is living in his town to travel to the town of Kuala without any reason. في ذلك من خطر على دينه وأخلاقه وإداءة المال. Because why the ulama said it's not allowed? Because maybe something can affect his religion there if he go. Maybe he cannot pray in Jama'ah. Or maybe akhlaq, so, morality. Maybe he will copy some bad characters there. Or ida'atul mal, or maybe he will spend a lot of his money there. وتقوية اقتصادهم, also he support their economic. He take his money and give them. So if the ulama said ويجوز ذلك بثلاثة شروط, but if it's allowed for you to travel to the town of Kuala with three conditions. One, أن يكون مضطر إلى ذلك كالمريض لاستشفاء. For example, somebody who is sick and in his town he didn't get any hospital that can give him treatment, only there. So in this situation it's allowed for him to travel there for the medical trip. But if in his town he didn't get, maybe all in Malaysia nobody can give him treatment of that sickness, only in the balad of Kuala. So for this situation it's allowed for him to travel. 2, number 2 is أو أن يكون محتاج إلى علم لا يوجد في بلاد المسلمين, or maybe he need some knowledge that in the Muslim countries we cannot get that knowledge. Maybe some knowledge that is very, very important in the society, but we cannot get it in the Muslim countries, only in the Kuala, only in the towns of Kuala, the knowledge. So in this issue it's allowed for you to travel there, but the ulama said even this one you have to fulfill 2 conditions. 1, أن يكون عنده علم يتبع به الشبهة كعلم العقيدة. Before you travel there you have to know the Islamic knowledge, especially the knowledge of Aqidah, that any shubha come to you, you have something that can protect you. 2, so but the ulama said that it's not allowed for these people that can travel to the Western countries to learn Arabic language there or Islamic studies. This is not allowed.
Oh, you can't take Islamic studies at St. Andrews.
Yes, this is not allowed. Yes, but because we said that it's allowed to travel to the Western countries to learn some knowledge that we didn't find it in Muslim countries. Also the society need this knowledge, so we can go there, but with the condition we have the knowledge of Islam, especially the knowledge of Aqidah. So if we have the knowledge of Islam and the knowledge of Aqidah, that we can protect ourselves from shubhat. So for example, medicine, if we said all the Muslim countries, we didn't have any country that can teach us the medicine, only from the Western countries. So at that time we can send our children there to study, but before we send them we make sure our children they have the knowledge of Islam, especially Aqidah, because how many of them they travel there for studying engineering or medicine or something, they return back, they are not Muslim. How many of them? Many. Or they return, they are still Muslim, but they started doubting about Allah, shak in their iman. Why? Because there they meet many, maybe the teacher that he teach them, he didn't believe in Allah, he bring for him shubuhat. So he didn't have aqidah, he cannot differentiate until this affecting his iman. Even he didn't leave Islam, but started doubting about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or started doubting about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Or somebody he bring the shubha, why always you waste your time about the, if you die, you already die, nothing can happen for you. He bring analysis or something like that. So he didn't have the deep knowledge in Islam or Aqidah. He returned back. Even he didn't leave Islam, he started shak about the azab al-qabr or yawm al-qiyamah. So this is problem. So the ulama said, if it's compulsory, we have to go there to learn this knowledge that we didn't found in Islamic countries, so we can go. But we have to teach our students, our children, first before he travel there. We have to teach him Aqidah, and we give him a lot of the knowledge of Islam. So this knowledge of Aqidah can protect him from any shubha. But if the knowledge that we get in, we have it in Muslim countries, so it's not allowed for us to travel there. Just we stay in our countries. Or unfortunately now, like I said, some of us, they travel to Western country for learning Islamic studies or Arabic language. Somebody, he take the first degree or second degree or PhD in Islamic study from Cambridge University, and his supervisor is mustashrik, orientalist. I found many of them. His supervisor is orientalist, and he's the one who will supervise for him what he wrote about Islamic studies. So for this kind of this issue, the ulama said it's not allowed.
But
If it's Islamic studies or Arabic language.
But if the supervisor is a Muslim, for example, Professor Ismail Faruqi last time, he is in Temple University in the US. So many of the Malaysians went there to pursue PhD in Islamic studies under him.
So even under him, it's better to learn, because we have many universities in Islamic countries that can study, that they can give you PhD and you can graduate. It's better to stay here in Malaysia to study PhD in Islamic study than to travel there. Also, we have many Muslim countries. We have Arab country, we have Jordan, Urdun, Saudi, Misr, everywhere. So you can go Sudan, and in many places we go there. So why I can go there? Maybe this is the example only one, but the majority of them are Orientalists.
Mufti also go to UK to study.
So this, I didn't focus about the who go, but I will explain for you the hukum. You understand? I will explain to you the hukum, what ulama said here.
Maybe they don't know.
I didn't know. Maybe he have another opinion. Maybe he have another opinion. Maybe he have another opinion. So this is very, very important, because we have many students that travel there, they study Islamic studies, they came back, they bring a lot of confusion to the society. Okay. So al-hijra min dar al-khawf ila dar al-amn. So the second type of hijrah means to move from dar al-khawf, the place where you are afraid, to the place where you get the peace.
You must fulfill two conditions.
Yes, I mentioned it. Yes, an yakuna indaka ilmu al-aqida. Also, an yakuna indaka huwa yakun. You have to have knowledge of Islam. Also, the second condition, you have to be very religious person, because even you have the aqidah, if you are not religious, so maybe something can affect you about the akhlaq, about the akhlaq. Maybe how many of them we see them, they go there, they started drinking khamr. Some of them, they go there, Here they are okay, they are not doing zina, but when they go there they started doing zina. They came back, they are doing zina. So you have to be, the second condition, you have to be very religious, mutamasik bid-din. You have the imul aqidah, also you are very religious. So the shubuhat, the shahawat cannot affect you. Because some people have the knowledge of aqidah but he's not very religious. So the shahawat, many of them, I know many of them, before I know them, after they go, they come back, they drink alcohol, khamr. Because he's not very religious, so this shahawat that he will see in the society, so it's affecting him. Especially if you discuss with them, especially the people that they spend many years there, they have children there. It's big problem. I have one friend. He's my friend. He's my friend. We are in the same. He's my classmate. The same. We are in the same town. So he traveled to New York and America. So he have the children there. He traveled together with his wife and his children. So one day he called me here in Malaysia. He said he sent his children to the school to learn in the school. So they started teaching them how to make the music. He came, when he returned back to his house, here his children started singing and music, and they have everything. And he cannot say to stop doing that. So he called me, he said, what is my advice? I said, my only advice, send them back to Nigeria, to your grandfather, to your grandmother, and they continue doing school. Don't bother about the English or anything. Think about the Yawm al-Qiyamah. If your children now, you didn't take care of them, their tarbiyah, you said you want to link them there in order to know how to speak the fluently English or something like that, you waste your time, because the dunya, the death is short. So if you like good for your children, in order after you die they pray for you, waladun saleh, return them immediately to Nigeria. So he took my advice. Immediately he said to his wife, so I will return my children to my grandmother. So he sent them back, and he sent them to the Islamic school there in Nigeria. So I said for him, it's better to live there. You have the ilm, you have the aqidah, you have the ilm. Also this cannot affect him, but your children, it's a problem. And if you send them to the government school or any school there, so they have to follow the curriculum there. So you cannot say no, cannot. You have. So the only solution, return them back to Nigeria. And Alhamdulillah, he returned them back to Nigeria, and he sent them to the Islam school, in Islam school, that they can teach them Arabic and also English. I say if they know a little bit about English, it's okay. If they can read and understand, and they can understand and they can read, it's okay for them. No need to waste your time. This is the future for the Yawm al-Qiyamah. And you like, if you pass away, to pray for you. Waladun salih yad'u ilay. So this is about these ones. Then the second type of hijrah means to move from the place where you are afraid to the place that you get peace. Like how the Sahaba migrate from Mecca to Habasha, Ethiopia. So the Qism Salis of Hijrah, the third type of Hijrah means Hijrah to Rajul Muhajir bil Ma'asiyah allazi la yubali biha. Lakin haza yafidu iza kana hijrah yafidu. So the number three is hijrah means to leave somebody who is doing ma'asiyah, to migrate from him. Don't associate yourself with him. Maybe you have the friend, your friend always he is doing commit the ma'asiyah, so you try your best in order he leave this ma'asiyah, but he continue doing it, so you have to leave him, to migrate from him. But the ulama said this migration to leave him, if you know that if you leave him, this can affecting him in order to return the right, he return to the right way. So if this you did it for the he doing ma'asiyah or something, he do something that you can migrate from him more than 1 year or how many days. But if something happened to you, happen between you and your friend for the something of dunya, so you said I leave you, so this is allowed for you only for 3 days. Yes, 3 days. If for the purpose of dunya, if for the purpose of dunya, so you can leave the person, maybe somebody he did something bad for you, but this is for between you and your friend, so you leave him, you didn't speak to him, this is allowed for you only for 3 days. After 3 days you have to come back to do peace agreement or something like that. But if for the purpose of the deen, it's okay, because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the Ka'b bin Malik, they refused to attend the jihad, Ghazwat Tabuka, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't speak to them, he left them until 50 days, 50. But if it's for dunya, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it's not allowed for Muslim to leave his brother Muslim above 3 days, above 3 days. So the last thing in this hadith about the masail in this hadith is, in the hadith Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَمَنْ كَانَ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى دُنْيَا يُصِيبُهَا أَوْ امْرَأَةٍ يَنكِحُهَا فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى مَا هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِ. So we understand this Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he warned us about dunya. Also, sorry, he warned us about the women. You have to be careful with the women. So because the dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhan nas inna wa'adullahi haqqum fala taghurrannakum hayatud dunya. Yes, so you have to be careful with this dunya. And dunya is the place that just you get some rest and you go. Like now, if we are traveling to another town, in the way we have this place for rest. This one that you said, Rahat. Now, so you can stay there in order maybe to enter toilet or to drink some water or to eat food. After some time, a short time you can leave. So this is like dunya. Because our final destination is Qiyamah. So now we are in the way to Qiyamah. We are in the way to Qiyamah. Our final destination is dunya, is Yawm al-Qiyamah. So this is the reason why don't allow dunya to take you. The people now, they only focus about, majority of us, we focus about dunya. We didn't focus about Qiyamah. All what we think, how we can make our dunya to be great. So this is the reason why, for this reason, we found many people, the time of prayer, they didn't care about the time of prayer. Just the focus, if they are doing meeting of dunya or something like that, or many things, just they are focused about dunya. But about the prayer, they didn't look to study why our children, they didn't pray in time. Nobody can study this issue. But if our economy have problem, we have a lot of conferences, we invite many speakers, they write many articles in order to explain the problem that we have in economic problem, or why our economy also fall down, or why our currency now is started. Okay, it's okay, we can do that, but why we didn't focus about why now majority of our children, they didn't pray in time? Nobody can write this article or any conference. We said we have international conference in order to study what is the problem. The majority of our children, they didn't pray in time. Or what is the problem? The majority of our children, they didn't have a good knowledge of Islam. So like that. So this is the reason why majority of the people, they are focused on dunya. Dunya is nothing. The example that I give you in order to understand dunya is nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he created the human beings, the best human beings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he loved is Anbiya. Is Anbiya. Anbiya, what Allah he give them for dunya? With exceptional Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best among the Anbiya. So he didn't have it. And Aisha, she said that 3 days in his house, they didn't cook.
No food.
Only water and dates. So you see, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the reason why this is very, very important to understand this hadith. Don't allow yourself to use something of ibadah for the purpose of dunya. To use something of ibadah for the benefit of dunya. Also, about the, so why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he mentioning the women here? Not we want to attack the women. No, it's not like that. Because majority of the men, if they say the men, they follow the wrong way. So if you go and search what is the problem there, you will find that the cause of this is from his wife.
Oh.
So this is the reason why some people, they say without women, if we didn't have women in dunya, nobody can did ma'asiyah. Because the majority of ma'asiyah, the men they are doing it for the purpose of women. For example, we started from the beginning, Adam and Hawa. When the shaitan came to the Adam, he tried to convince Adam to eat this shajara. Adam, he refused. But when he came to the Hawa, she is the one who, yes, said to Adam, no problem, we can eat. And Adam, he obeyed her, he ate.
That's true.
Yes. This is the reason why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the hadith, he said, Lawla Hawa ma khada'a nisa zawjaha. Without Hawa, yes, yes, in the hadith I mentioned for you. Without Hawa, if the Hawa, she didn't do that, no woman can convince her husband to do something bad. You see? So even the stealing of the money, sarika, everything, the men they are doing in order to get money to give his wife or to give his girlfriend. All for the purpose of this. If he eat the haram in his work, he take the rasha, all he need to get the money in order to bring it to his wife. You see? So I am sorry, no, this is how is it. So this is the reason why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said here, fattaqud dunya, you have to upgrade for dunya. Wattaqun nisa, also you have to upgrade the women. Why? He said, fa inna awwala fitnati bani Israila kanat fin nisa. All this fitna that happening to Bani Israel in Yahud, you know the cause of this fitna for them? The women. This hadith is authentic. All this la'ana that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give to the Yahud in the Quran, the fitna, all this thing happened to the Yahud for the purpose of women. So this is the reason why Prophet said the post fitna of Bani Israel is from the women. So this is the reason why you have to be careful. You have to be careful, you see. So this is the reason why in another hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hadith in Muslim, in Bukhari and Muslim, he said, "Ma taraktu ba'di fitnatan adamru ala rijal min an-nisa." Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I didn't let any fitna after me that is fitna that can affecting men than what I let for them women. Means any fitna that can how I can put it, ma adawru ma taraktu ba'di fitnatan. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, I didn't left any fitna after I pass away, adar al-rijal, that can give a lot of harmful to the men, minan nisa, like women. So the fitna that can affect men after Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is women, like I said. So this is the reason why you see even in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned the had of zina, he started the woman, he said az-zaniyatu was-zani, because if the woman, she didn't agree for zina, nobody can do zina in this world. Because this is the reason why the zina, if you see any zina, the cause of this zina started from the woman, not from the man. Not from the man. Because maybe she is the one who can wearing the libas that is not good, or she tied her body, the man he look, the shaitan is there. This is the reason why in the Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, inna kaydukunna azim. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said the kaid of women is azim, is big one. But he said for the shaitan, inna kaid shaitan kana da'iba. But the kaid of shaitan is very weak. So if the woman make a kaid for you, you cannot escape. Maybe the shaitan can make the kaid for you, but you can escape. But if the woman make a kaid for you, you cannot escape. Yeah? Kaid means how I can. Kaid means to do something, to make a plan that you can take people to do something bad. Yeah. Like influence. Yes. So you know the shaitan have the kaid. Yes. You see, for example, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said this, inna kaydukunna azim. In the Qissa Yusuf, you see, she invited Yusuf to her room, and she tried, but Yusuf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he protect him. But after he ran away, he opened the door. What he said to her husband? You see what is the punishment for the person who want to do something bad to your wife? You see how she make change immediately, make plan immediately. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, inna kaydukunna azim. But for the shaitan, he said, inna kaydu shaitan kana da'iba. So this always said not all women like that. So I am sorry, because don't say I attack this is just I explain what the Sharia said for you, but you have to be careful. The men, they have to be careful. You try, don't allow your wife to influence you to set for you to do something bad. But Allah musta'an, majority of us always we follow the wish of our wives. Only Allah musta'an. So this is among the pickle of this hadith. So this is among the pickle of this hadith. I will stop here. We have many things but about this hadith. So you have any soal?
In case of Syria, is it better for them to leave the country to hijrah?
Yes, they can leave the country to another country that they will get the peace there. But the problem here is now many of them, they leave their country, they move to Western countries and they become Christians. So this is the big problem. So it's better the Muslim countries to open the door for them.
But the Muslim countries don't receive them, don't accept them.
So Allah musta'an, they didn't have choice. So but it's better for them to be patient in their town, to travel to Western country to become Christian. Because the problem, living the religion. If they know they can go there, they protect themselves, like how the Sahaba migrate from Mecca to Habasha. Even at that time, the Habasha is not the Muslim country, but they allow them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's allowed for them. But for example, they look the countries that they are not strong for kufr, maybe they can travel there. But the problem was some of them that migrated to Germany, I hear that many of them, they accepted the Christianity.
Yeah.
So all this is the consequence of what happened to the Muslim, because we didn't follow the teaching of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It's better for the Syrians to be patient with Assad until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did what he liked to him for this fighting. This is the reason why Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if we have the Hakim, Zalim, Mujrim, so we have to be patient with him until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did what he liked to him. Because if we said we want to fight him, so Prophet, he already know that any leader, any Hakim who in the power, you said you want to remove him, he cannot say, okay, come and take. He cannot. He uses his all power in order to defend his power. Yes.
Yeah.
So Prophet, he don't like to spread the blood of Muslim. So he said, don't do it. Even his mujrim, even he beat you always, he take your property, be patient. Be patient. His time, it will come to the end. But if he started fighting, he have the power. So he used his power to defend his territory. So he killed many people. So you see, this is the advice. Prophet, he know this, because Prophet, he know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed him that in the end, before Qiyamah, the Muslim Ummah, they will get the leaders that are mujrimun, that are zalim, that cannot give us our haq. They do injustice to us. So he advised us. This just in Kitab al-Imara in Sahih Muslim. He give us advice. He said, okay, if you have like leader like this, just be patient. Even he beat you, he take your property. Why Prophet he did this advice? Because he know that if we said we want to remove him, we didn't have power like him. So he destroy all of us. So it's better to save the blood of Muslim. So now they didn't follow the advice of Prophet. What happened to the Syrians? They killed more than 200,000 Muslims in Syria. They said more than 500,000 missing. We didn't know where are they. Some of them, many women now, girls live in Syria. They started doing zina, prostitution in many countries. So this, what Islam benefit from this demonstration? Some of them, they leave Islam to Christianity. So what is benefit? So it's better to be patient with your leaders. Just pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your leader is zalim or mujrim, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide him. If Allah, he know he cannot guide to the right way, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove him, to bring for you a good leader, not to take the weapon to fight. Because he will kill all of you. Now Bashar, he killed many of them. Before, when they didn't fight him, they have the country, they have the water supply, they have the electricity, everything. They go to the school, they study, they have the market, and they have everything. Even he want to kill them, he cannot kill them. So but when they started, they said, we don't like you, you have to remove this power by So what happened? So you see, all what happened to us in Muslim countries because we didn't follow the teaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we did what Prophet said, we don't have any problem. But the Muslims said no. Just we take our what we think, what we know. It's better to be under the zalim. Your family is safe. Now Libya, what happened to Libya now? No government, kidnapping, many things, killings. You see? Yes. So to be under Gaddafi is better than them for that demonstration. Now the Libya no any peace, no any killing. So Alhamdulillah. So this is how we can bring the ahkam from the hadith. So next week also I will choose another hadith that is very important. Okay.